Good morning, guys. Hope you're doing well. We got the COT data a day early, which is really cool. So Christian's done that for us. So thank you, Christian. We can see an increase in the Euro FX positioning from the net non-coms. Remember, this is the banks and institutions. So this is the big fish, basically. These are the whales that are pushing price higher and lower. Dollar is just kind of sideways, to be fair, but the Euro did pump. And you might have seen the close on the FX close yesterday. The Euro USD, it did kind of rally quite a bit into the close, and it's pointing towards more Euro strength this week. And don't forget, we're probably quite risk on, to be fair. So whether or not there's a case for a stronger USD, probably not. We have got the FOMC on Tuesday. We've got the Fed minutes, so it might obviously wobble then. It might rally on that risk event, possibly, but it's possibly setting up for a potential rally on the dollar at the FOMC, but it's hard to say. But currently we've got a bit of Euro strength over the USD. You can see we had quite a knee-jerk reaction there. Yen. Oh wow. Okay. Right, that's a big deal. We're breaking these supports, so a softer yen would indicate risk on. However, the yen is a little bit out of bonk right now, and we're talking about BOJ interventions and things. So yen weakness this week, 130,000 contracts short, and we've broken these supports quite clearly. Wow. So that's of note. So I'll let the guys know in Discord about this, so you can have a look at that chart. So that's quite scary for the yen. So be careful if you've got yen positions. Euro off, Aussie on. Erratic. We're negative. Slightly more negative than the week prior. 65 to 70. So an increase of 5,000 contracts short. However, the Aussie yen wouldn't be a particularly easy trade, because you see that's in decline. And that is also in decline, so Aussie yen would be tricky. So let's take Aussie off. Pound on, and we're continuing its descent there. And if you remember, we had that channel break, we had the lower high, lower low combination, and it's coming down quite a bit. We had some rubbish data from the UK this week. The retail sales slumped, and it looks like the Bank of England aren't going to be so hawkish, so it's going to put a bit of pressure on the pound, basically. So the inflation's come down, so they don't have to be so aggressive about their rate hikes. And so we're going to see a potential softness on the USD, on the pound there, against the USD, potentially. Okay, so the euro is stronger than the dollar, but the pound is weaker than the dollar. So you could look for the euro pound more upside. And it's got a good score on the QDB scores on the spreadsheet. So you could use that potentially, e.g. long, potentially. But you can see it's quite weak, the pound. Pound off, CAD on. The Canadian dollar's continuing its descent, 67 to 70. So 3,000 contracts difference from the week prior. So quite weak. That yen is still pretty scary, to be fair. CAD gold, we did pump, and now we're sort of dumping. We're making a W. If you can see that W there, so that might be slightly bearish, but we are nicely positive. It's just slightly more negative than the week prior, 166 to 155. Okay, so I think if you want to sell it, you might want to wait for that to break potentially, and if you're looking for longs, you might want that to break. So we could just be in like consolidation area. And also remember that 2000 was the supply where the big fish stepped in and they sold it quite heavily. So you've got some technical supply overhead on a weekly basis on gold. Okay, so be careful about buying into supply, because it's probably going to react against you. Gold off. New Zealand dollar is going to be on, but it's going to be sideways, which is always has been for a long time, and slightly more negative than the week prior. Kiwi off, and then Swiss franc on, and likewise we're descending slightly, but slightly unusual because we're seeing quite a bit of Swiss strength, so we're seeing a bit of a discrepancy there with the COT data and actually what we're seeing in price action. We're seeing a very strong Swiss franc right now, and especially against USD, so that would be slightly out of bonk there. And remember, this document is free for all tiers at Patreon. So welcome to join us, and also don't forget you need to edit the file in order for you to get access to this drop down, and then you can have a look at any sort of permutation, and you can look at all sorts of things. It will look really messy and choppy if you put too much on, but you can get a big like eagle-eye view about what's going on. You see the euro is actually the strongest according to all these, and the yen is the weakest there. And we've got a potential trade set up here, Aussie CAD. Yeah, so we have a crossover. That could be an Aussie CAD long potentially. So that's how you can use it. And I wish you a good day. Thanks to Kristen for making the COT data a day earlier, because it's normally out on Sunday. And I wish you a good weekend. And we'll just see how we go this week. Don't forget we've got the big risk event and the Fed minutes on Tuesday. I wholeheartedly recommend fxsi.com and their indicators for MetaTrader 4 and 5. It's a 7-day free trial, so do have a look. There's no credit card required. You might be lacking in some sentiment awareness, analysis, and it does complement technical and fundamentals very well. Especially if you're very technical, you could be missing out on some sentiment, or if you're particularly fundamental, you could be missing out on some sentiment. This is like a sweet zone. It complements both, and it gives you a very strong bias about direction as well. So technicals are great for direction, fundamentals are great for direction, but the sentiment sits in between. Okay, and so perhaps if you're missing out on some sentiment awareness, these are the best indicators in existence in the world for that. And then you can have a look at this. You've got a 7-day free trial, and you've got your order book, and you've got your indicators, including the ratios, which are amazing. Just look at my videos on my YouTube channel and you can see how powerful the ratios are. And you can have a look. Just take your time. You've got 7 days to trial them, and if you don't like them, then that's fair enough. You don't have to renew, but we do have a code if you want to, and it's just the QuasiDB code, and it gives you a 10% discount, and that's it. So have a look, see what you think. And like I said, it's a 7-day trial, so you don't have to renew, but I think you'll probably find you will renew afterwards, because the order book and the ratios and the stop loss clusters as well are amazing. The stop loss clusters are great because you know where to target. Okay, so that's where you take profit, where people get stopped out. Okay, and that's it. So just a quick plug for the fxsi.com, and enjoy your day.